Hello and welcome to this video where I'm going to be doing an introduction to Solidworks. So we're going to be using Solidworks for obviously the CAD module. So what my plan is going to be making different videos. It's going to be easier for you to access them and learn the software than me explaining it on a visualizer or on PowerPoint. This way here you can watch the videos in your own time, you can pause them, and they'll be step by step so you can understand how I'm doing each process and making each part. So this will obviously be accessible on my YouTube page. So this first video is just an introduction to SolidWorks, so I just want to go through some of the main features, the main basic features to get us going. So with my SolidWorks here, this is just on my own personal laptop. This is a 2019 version of SolidWorks. I believe the ones in Monaghan Institute are maybe 2017 or 2018, but you won't notice any major differences between the newer one and the older one. They're both basically the same software, no major changes have been made. So I've obviously opened up the software, and as you can see here, you have part, assembly, and drawn. So part essentially means if you just want to make a 3D part, so what I'm going to be doing now, like we did previously in the lab the last day, we made a small little part. Assembly is where we've made a couple parts and we want to assemble it together. So for example, in the project we'll be making several different parts and then assemble it together. And then the drawn is just a 2D representation. It's an engineering drawing showing all the different measurements of what we've made or what we've created. So for today, then obviously we have other options. We can do the tutorials and that, but I won't get into that now. Just for today and for this video, I'm just going to go into part. Okay. So this is going to bring me into the area here where we're going to be doing our work. So as you can see, if you are new to SolidWorks, there's a lot going on and it's going to be very confusing. So what I want to focus on at the moment is just a couple things. So this right here, this area is all the managers, okay? So we have a feature manager, a property manager, configuration manager, dim export manager, and a display manager. So for right now, all we want to focus on is feature manager and property manager. Then if we go up here, we'll see these different tabs. So we have features, sketch, sketch ink, weldments, evaluate, dimensions, and then SolidWorks add-ins. So all I want to focus on here today is features and sketch. Okay. So first things first, I want to look and describe the different planes. So when we're drawing in 2D, we obviously need a plane to draw on. So these are our three different planes that we're always going to have. So just think of them as essentially sheets of paper. So the front plane, you're looking at an object in front view, so you're drawing the elevation. Top plane, pretend you're in a helicopter looking down, so you're getting a view from the top, and then right plane is a side view. So depending on the part, we may start the drawn on either of these three planes. Okay, so it's just good to be aware of that. So I'm going to go back over the features here into sketch, sorry. And what I want to do is begin drawing, okay? So we're in feature manager here. And I don't want to focus on any of these right now. I just want to focus on the planes, okay? Front, top, and right. So I'm going to start my drawing here on the front plane, okay? So I right click on this here on the front plane, and I'm getting all these options up. So what I want to do, so we don't have to focus on any of these, just hover over them, and I found sketch, okay? Now you'll notice the front plane has come up into view, and also I'm looking at it straight on. So if you ever start a sketch and the front plane is at an angle from you, what you need to do is right click, and normal to will bring it up so that it's looking straight on, okay? So what I'm going to start off now is in the sketch area. So we have all these different options here for developing our sketch. Right now we're only going to focus on just drawing a simple circle, and I might extrude it. Later on we're going to get into the likes of trim, convert, all these different aspects in due course. So I want to draw a circle. Let's say I could do a square, I could do any of these objects. Right now I just want to pick a circle, okay? And you'll notice it's changed here from feature manager to property manager, and I get different types of circles. So if you wanted to have a circle and you're a perimeter circle with 3 points, you choose this. Right here, all I'm doing for this circle is picking the center point and then the radius. So what I'm going to do is use my origin as the center point. So the origin is basically where the front plane, the side plane and the top plane are all meeting. That's the origin. So that means if I'm going here, my circle is going to be fixed. So I'm going to click on this, and notice that I'm not, well, you can't see, but I'm not dragging on when I hold down on the mouse, I'm not dragging it over. I'm doing this freely, okay? I'm not holding down on my mouse. So as you can see, that or and it equals, that just means the radius, so how much it is. So let's say if I wanted it to be 100, you can see it there. If I want it smaller, so it doesn't matter. So when I do the next click, it's going to save the radius that it's here. So don't worry what size it is, because we can alter that now. So let's say I want it to be 60, there's 65, okay? Now, you'll see this option here, where I can change the radius of it if I wanted, or I can also use the smart dimension feature either. So right now I'm just going to use this because it's highlighted. You can see radius there, and I'm going to say my radius is 30, okay? And I'm going to save that. All right, so that's the radius of the circle, okay? These two icons over here, this is rebuild and then this is close. So there's an important difference between the two of these. If I was to press on this red X, which is close, it's not going to save my sketch, okay? It's just basically going to delete it. But rebuild is exiting and saving this. So if I want to keep this and extrude it now, I'll press this. If I'm not happy with this sketch, I'll X out of it. So it's important to know those two different icons. So what I'm going to do is rebuild. So I'm happy with that circle. Now, so we know sketch is the actual drawing of the 2D. So I want to make this little circle now. I want to extrude it. So I go into features. These are all these different features right now. I just want to focus on extrude. And you'll notice now that this circle, I can extrude it. So it comes up my options here. I'm not going to get into the direction or anything like that now. We'll meet that in due course. So let's say I want to alter how far this is coming out. Now you can do this by dragging it. You can see that little ruler there. It's easy if you want to move it out a big distance very quickly, but to be accurate, it's better to type it in here. So I want this to be 30, okay? I'm happy with that. And that is my circle extruded. So this video was just a basic introduction to some of the features. Okay, so we did our sketch and then we just extruded it out. So I'm going to move on, progress further in the next video. Thank you.